Let's rewind the clock a bit to 2008. Just like you, I was in college. The first gen FZ gave me more than what I could ask for back then. It had those street fighter looks that matched your attitude, a big 140 section rear tire that sent goosebumps down your spine, and something that they had called a monoshock that made it handle like a ballerina. It was an instant hit. In 2014, when I changed to formals, the FZ became Formal 2 with fuel injection that made the engine more docile and styling more fat. Until today, more than 1.5 million units have been sold. Now in 2019, the FZ is back for the third time, and it is back at being all muscle again. It is wider and taller than the outgoing model and has a fuel tank capacity of 12.8 liters. But does it work? In the real world, I'm not too sure. These chrome bits can look a bit tacky to some. Then there's the headlamp. Let's take 2 minutes to look at it. Looks like it is lost in translation from the FZ25. Not sure if either of us are going to like this headlamp as well. Don't get me wrong here. This is still every bit a street fighter. It still has that fat rear tire, hunkered down stance, and an all-new digital console, just like in 2008. But in 2019, it comes with new tricks up its sleeve.
But the handlebar height seems to have been raised a little bit. Even though switch gears seem familiar, they seem to be from the FZ25. The pillion seat is now about 25 mm lower and has got a surface area which is now about 16% more. That should make it a lot more comfortable.
If you're worried about the increase in weight, let me tell you that this is still one of the lightest street fighters. There is a lot of low end pull, especially after 4000 RPM, and the mid-range continues to be lively as ever. But what's also coming to life is this buzz though. For an FI setup, things could have been smoother like they are on the Apache RTR 160 4V FI. Now this buzz is not felt as much on the foot pegs as it is felt on the handlebars, almost making me want heavier bar ends. The ride quality continues to be plush as ever. The front forks soak up more of a bad roads, making life more comfortable than when you were in college. And because the size of our speed breakers has increased since then, the ground clearance has improved too by 5 mm. Handling stays planted and confidence inspiring. And you know, it's the same kind of magic that made the FZ16 such a delight for a beginner. But the biggest update to the technical kitty is not the fatter fork setup, but the addition of ABS.
But that's not all. This bike, the FZ, now comes with rear disc brakes as standard fitment. No more drums!
So can one classify the FZS to be an everyday commuter motorcycle? Well, the answer is yes. Because instead of pushing the mercury higher, the FZS V3 has now inched closer to becoming a commuter motorcycle. As for the price, rupees 97,000, 13,000 more than the outgoing model, which makes it more expensive than sporty commuters that we have today, like the Apache, the NS, the Hornet, and so on. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Yamaha FZS is the reason why all these motorcycles exist.